How was practice today?
It was good. Yeah, I thought the guys had some energy and juice about them. Good, much better 2-minute period on both sides of the ball than last week to finish the practice. Really good third down period against each other to start the practice. I thought it was good work.
Has the response this week been what you wanted to see from the team after first week's result?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, they. We've had good meetings and we've had good sessions out here. I think they are a mature group. I think they recognize some things that needed to be different and feel a little different.
This Marshall offense is a little different than what you faced last year. What do you draw on for study ahead of this? I know they didn't show too much in that opener.
Yeah, so you're looking at obviously what they did in week one, but also where the play caller came from and what his background is. Which he's a Graham Harrell guy. He's at Purdue with Graham, and so we've looked at a lot of that film as well.
Anything stand out in what they do offensively, or they kind of?
No, you're back into that RPO world. Feels like every run they have has a slant or a hitch on it. There's something there. So that's back on the table. It's something we have to be good at.
You faced it in similar offense since you've been here, like you mentioned, Graham Harrell did run similar offense to what Purdue ran last year.
Yeah, it looks like it. You can go back and forth between the films and you see a lot of similarities in the run game and the RPO game and the formations.
We talked a lot in the preseason about O-line depth, and you felt better about that group. It kind of was the first five, and they just stayed in the game. Is that a function of just didn't have any opportunities to rotate guys on Saturday?
Yeah, I think part of it's opportunity, and part of it is number of plays. There wasn't a lot of plays on either side in the game. They were able to. We feel better about Johnny Garrett. We feel. Obviously Bob's got experience, Brody. There's guys there that, when you say depth, it doesn't just mean you're automatically going to roll guys. It just means you're in a better position if somebody needs to come out. And potentially, you'll want a healthy rotation, But more than anything, it's if somebody goes down, you feel good about, the next guy up.
Andy asked you about the offense. When we talked to Benji yesterday, he said the thing that stands out to him most about the Marshall defense is the aggressiveness and how they get downhill so fast. What stands out to you in your eyes?
Yeah, they play hard. Yeah, I think they play hard in all areas of their team. Special teams, offense, defense, they play hard. I think, we kind of felt that last year out of them. Part of it is, just the mindset, and it's a little bit who Marshall is, and then I think Coach Huff and his temperament and what he wants from his team. They play hard. They're a physical group.
You mentioned yesterday Mansour is the fourth guy in the safety room. How confident you feel in Dante Levitt having stepped up and maybe play if Mansour has to go back to safety?
Yeah, I think. I talked to the secondary coaches. I'd like to continue to see more of Dante and more of Thomas Williams. I think those guys have earned it. And, obviously if Mansour, he worked a little bit at safety today. And when he slides back, that puts the onus on Dante. And he's ready for that. Dante's not a freshman anymore.
What do you have to do to? It's kind of a rare occurrence, the double number thing on the punt return. What do you have to address about that? Is it just you have an understanding of every personnel on the team that could possibly be paired up?
You do. We spent a lot of time on it, and we did in the preseason. To be honest, it's a pain in the butt. There's not enough numbers to go around. But we've got eyes in the sky on it now to see it sooner. And that scenario hadn't come up when you went from field goal to punt safe, back to field. It hadn't occurred, unfortunately, since we've been here, where we go, oh man, and it wouldn't have occurred the other day if Jay Lane was returning punts or Tucker, it never would have come up. But it's unfortunate that it did, and it does say to us we've got to be really diligent from the press box, looking at that spreadsheet. Here we go. making sure we catch it sooner so we can get it fixed.
Is Lane all right? I mean,
Yeah, he looked great today. Yeah, he looked like himself today. You know, he was probably 85% maybe going into that game, and you know, he looked good yesterday. I thought he looked great today.
I know that the play that Ollie scored on, Malachi kind of got blown up on that. So
Yeah.
he came back in the game. I think he's good to go.
He's good. Yeah, that was one of the plays we turned in. Yeah.
Kyron, I assume it was just a cramping thing.
Cramping. Yep. Started in the third quarter with his thumb, which was a little odd. You know, and he was able, you know, obviously to play with it, but it gave us an indicator that, you know, there could be more coming. And right there down the stretch at the end, you know, he started getting a little bit tight and kind of telling us he's feeling like it's creeping on him. And then obviously as we got there, you know, into overtime, it had kind of got him.
But he's
good. Yeah, he looked good today as well. Ran around well today. Thought yesterday he looked about 90% moving and running, and today he looked like himself.
You had D'Angelo Hall at practice. What
Yeah.
was that like?
Oh, it was great. I mean, let me tell you now, he, you know, the mindset that he has, that he played with, you know, here at Tech and in the NFL, the way he conveyed that to our players. Obviously, you know, there's tremendous respect for him. 14 years in the NFL, and he did a great job with our team, and it was good timing to have him come to town. His daughter is a freshman at Tech, and so he was in town to see her and had a couple of his other kids with him, and so it was a really good visit.
You guys good?
Kind of away from the field. Mike Villagrana stepping away this year. You've seen it this week with some of the GoFundMe stuff out there. How difficult of a situation is that for somebody?
Yeah, obviously we feel for Mike and his family, Tiffany, his wife. I mean, you know, Mike's goes back to Penn State with us, and you know, very, very unfortunate situation. You know, we're praying for him, supporting him, you know, through this tough time. And he's got a good family network here that, you know, good friendships and good doctors. So, you know, we're staying positive with it and you know, obviously hoping and praying for the best.
Are they still here in Blacksburg?
Yes,
right now?
yes, they
Okay.
are.